He always thought he could talk his way around anyone.
Elex. They'll do anything for it.
I dealt with Riley.
Good. That should take the heat off of me. And that asshole needed to be taught a lesson. You did what I asked. So you get what you deserve. It's worth the news.
You dirty thief!
If you're here for the food rations, then I'll tell you what I told the other 100 people. Someone must have been making a joke. I don't have anything to sell or give out, so you can just turn around and leave.
I'm not here about the food rations.
You're not? Ah, is that so? Well, then I'm sorry. I have been the butt of a joke that has left me rather angry, and I thought... Well, I'm sorry. It's just... I'm just so sick of it. The belligerence between the berserkers and outlaws. Everything was simpler when I was a cultivator in Goliath. We had laws and everyone obeyed them. Why can't people just all work together?
If you feel that way, why don't you go back to Goliath?
No. Those days are gone. I left willingly to establish a world heart here in Abessa. But when it became clear that the seedling wouldn't grow, Caleb decided that we would remain here. And whatever Caleb says is best. But now, no, I can't go back. We went against orders from Goliath. If I go back now, they'll just stick me in a cage, no questions asked.
Caleb sent me.
What does he want now? I testified about what I saw, just like he wanted me to. This whole thing between Caleb and Fink is starting to get on my nerves. I shouldn't have said anything, okay? But what's done is done, and that's that.
About the situation with the Separatists.
Do you have any idea what I should do? I feel this is a mess.
You should keep silent. It's too risky to guess.
I wish I was as certain as you. But I don't feel right about this. I'm really not sure who I saw Fink meeting. What if Fink really was speaking to a friend? But the chances of an alb from Zakor coming so close to the domed city is really low, isn't it? No, I don't really believe that it was an alb. I mean, how often do you see them on their own?
I am an alb. Trust me. I know when albs are lying.
You're an alb?
A former alb. Like you, I can't go home without them thinking I'm a traitor. I know albs, and Fink is lying.
Well, then you're right. The risk is too great. Thank you for backing me up. I've been so worried about the truth. You've helped me decide. Thank you. The Separatists must leave the city. I will go to Caleb and tell him that I won't say anything.
Tell me your version of the story.
My version? I'm stuck between the two of them. I told Caleb in confidence that I saw Fink meet an alb outside the city. Could have been a Separatist, but I wasn't sure. I didn't see any more than that, but Caleb decided to tell the clerics. He convinced me that the alb Fink met must have been from Zakor. But I have no real idea who he was, or what faction he's with.
have to get going.
Tell me about the city.
Right, well, where to start? First off, a lot of people are avoiding the north of the city. This place always has something going on, but right now, there's really something brewing. That means the north isn't exactly welcoming unless you're a thug. The western section's safer. You're okay there as long as you don't break the law or look funny or say something the clerics don't like. The southern part, well, that is really quiet. Nothing really happens there, but wherever you are, you should know the clerics are watching. Alois, he runs this place and he hates thieves and beggars and trouble causers and pretty much anyone. He thinks he's God's messenger or something, and that means he's got one big old stick up his ass. So don't piss him off. If you ignore anything else, don't ignore that advice. Don't piss off the clerics. There now, you are fully informed. 1 shard, 2 shards. You'd think people could spare that, wouldn't you?
Keep your hands off my machines. Any accidents are gonna be dangerous for me, you, and the whole city. The energy regulators are screwed. The surge gauge is failing and I can't see why. And now the shield profiler is returning a really strange set of values. Altogether, that makes for one dangerous set of problems that could fry both of us if the wrong bit of kit gets jolted. And I'm the one who has to fix all this. Ah, shit, I can't even sort out the replacement parts until I have this stabilized.
Eric sent me.
Thank Kalan. Do you have the energy regulator?
Yes. Here.
Perfect. That looks great. Thanks. Thanks for getting that. I'll install it immediately. You better get back to Eric. You can tell him I'm putting it in right now.
I heard you are having trouble establishing communications with the Horde in Ignadon.
That is just... Wait. How do you know that? That's confidential.
One of the outlaws told me.
The outlaws? The last thing we need is for them to know about our problems. Do you think it's just one outlaw that knows, or do they all know?
I have no idea.
That is a worry, a real worry. Well, we can't waste any more time. We need to fix that comms relay station before anyone tries to take advantage of our problems. Since you're in the know, can you help me?
We might be able to come to an agreement.
An agreement? Okay, sure, an agreement, as long as you help. If you don't help us, we could lose everything we have here. And if things fall apart out there, you can be certain that it will get bloody for everyone.
What's so important about fixing your communications right now?
We're awaiting the delivery of some combat mechs. But they haven't arrived, and we've no way to check why without communications being re-established. That's why we've got to get the link back up now, so we can find out what's going on.
I could go to the Horde and find out what's going on.
Sure, that would help for this. But you can't keep going back and forth for us. No, we have to re-establish ongoing contact, and that means fixing the comm link. We need to get this fixed as soon as possible. And please, please, keep this problem confidential. Otherwise, we are very likely to face even greater challenges. Here are the coordinates of the relay station that's gone down. It's over to the northeast of the city. Head that way and keep looking out for an antenna on the horizon. But I have no idea what the issue is there. You might be able to fix it at the bottom, but there's a chance you might have to climb the antenna mast. There will be a device somewhere on site that you can use to recalibrate the antenna. I hope that'll be enough to fix the problem.
They say the
Lutz has the energy regulator.
Good. The dome should be more stable now. I thank Kalan for sending you.
Am I crazy? Or is our generator power fluctuating?
What is it you want?
Who are you?
You first. Come on. Who are you? There is something that is familiar about you, but I can't quite place it. No matter, I suppose. All people are welcome in Abessa, as long as they are prepared to forget their past. Even Albs are allowed in here. I think Albs would be perfect people if they weren't so emotionless. But then, that is why they are the only faction I have never belonged to.
What do you mean? You mean you want to become an Alb?
That's a long story. If you're really interested in my tale, then I will tell you, of course.
A traitor to many causes, or a heroine to all. We should see what she has to say.
As you wish.
Tell me your story. How did you end up joining the clerics?
Right, I'll give you the full version. Well, the short version of the full version.
Just get on with it.
Okay, I'll try to keep it short. So, I grew up in Goliath in Idan. My father and mother were both born berserkers, and so that meant I was too. Back then, Ajar ruled over Goliath. As a child, I had no interest in the laws, of course. But when I was about 12 years old, one of the warlords came to our home. He took my parents, and I was left on my own to survive in the city. I remember him. I remember my parents leaving. And I remember me screaming. But everything else is gone. It's just a blur.
What happened to your parents?
Well, what else? They were exiled. Nobody ever told me why they were exiled. I still don't know what they did, even today. I hate the Berserker laws. Nothing against the Berserkers. They're just people. It's the laws I hate. I think what the Berserkers want to do with Magalan is right. But I can never forgive them for what they did to my parents. Why was I punished for whatever my parents did? Why wasn't I told what had happened? I swore never to return, and I haven't set foot in Idan again.
Where did you go?
Wherever I needed to survive. That meant running from reavers and wild animals. It didn't take long for some reavers to take me captive. And then, I don't want to talk about that. I was lucky, though. After several years, the reavers were attacked by some of the Duke's outlaws. and they took me back to Tavar. I learned how to fight, how to live off scrap. Life wasn't much different from Edan, but there wasn't the same raptor shit. The laws. You could be who you were, and no one judged you.
And why didn't you remain with the outlaws?
Because the Reavers who'd taken me captive came to the fort and wanted to speak to the Duke. I think they wanted to take me back. I fled when they saw me. I didn't want to be taken back, or for them to kill me to hide their crime. When I left the fort, I ran into a cleric patrol. They convinced me to go to the Hort with them. Not that I really needed that much convincing. All those hours taking scrap apart and putting it back together in Tavar really paid off there. The clerics recognized that I was good with technology. So, I've been working on mechs and AI systems since then. Building things. Trusted. Part of a team. And it's easier being with mechs. They don't judge anyone. They treat everyone the same. Like this place. I know it's not perfect. But outlaws, berserkers, clerics, even elves are seen as people. At least that's the vision. Not always the way it happens. That's another reason to maintain these mechs. To protect what we have here. Well, I hope you find your place in the world. It's good when you do.
I'm staying out of it.
I call that dangerous half-life.
Do you believe that? Really believe it?
Why even waste time thinking about it?
Really? Now?
If even half of that is true,
I'm staying out of it.
Nobody listens to me.
They say that the Pilgrim Thorold has answers, but who knows?
sure, okay.
What are you doing here, Professor?
I take care of the mechs and drones here in the city, which means I coordinate and plan their maintenance and upgrades. When I'm lucky, I get to roll up my sleeves and do some of the actual maintenance, which I'm having to do quite a lot with all the technicians we're missing. Say, are you good with technology?
I know the basics.
Unfortunately, that wouldn't be enough, I'm afraid. We don't really have time to train people on the job. Not if they're not going to stay here for good. And you don't look the type for that. On the other hand, if you're looking for some part-time work, I could still use your help. I have 4 people I've been told I should look at for taking the technician's job, but I don't have time to gauge their abilities. Would that be something you could do for me? I'd pay you.
Teach me something.
Yes.
How are the seedlings?
But it will take time to train Oryx replacement and give them the care they need. And, in the meantime, we have a different problem. I've had to put all the cultivators to work to repair the damage the rot boars did to the fields. And that's left me short of people to gather the healing roots our healers are demanding.
You need someone to harvest the healing roots?
Yes, to harvest them and bring them back here. Any pair of hands willing to assist will be welcome. Please, we need those healing roots to care for the wounded.
I will harvest the healing roots.
Good, good. I would be very grateful. We all would. If you can make sure you pick the mature roots, those are the only ones with healing properties.
Where can I find the healing roots?
They grow in small clusters around the lake above Goliath. They can be easy to overlook, so you may need to search for them a little.
Why don't you plant healing roots near the seedling fields? They'd be easier to defend.
We've talked about it, and the growing conditions are right there. You're right. We should stop talking and make it happen. As soon as the next seedling harvest is in, we'll make that happen. Thanks for reminding me.
What exactly are you doing here?
Caring for these seedlings. With care and luck, one of them might grow to maturity and become a world heart. Of all the ones we grow, very few make it. But those few are everything. Those few will save Magalan.
Teach me something.
Yeah, will do.
What are seedlings?
What are they? They're world hearts.
What are world hearts?
Heart and soul of the berserkers they are. Magalan's very own mother's tip. Shove one of those in the soil and just watch the land around it grow. All this here was wasteland till the milk of mana came and changed it. You feed a seedling with mana, and when it's mature, a world heart will clean out the Elex and bring the ground to life.
Elex poisons the ground?
Elex poisons everything. And if we plant enough world hearts, we'll make the whole of Magalan green again. Unless those wretched owls bomb everything flat first.
What is mana?
Magic, isn't it? Magic. But you want to know how it works? You'll have to ask Calgrim or someone. I just see the results.
There's magic out there, and you dig fields. You must feel pretty pathetic.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for that.
Stop using that here. This is no place for technology.
I'll help you.
Are you threatening me?
Threatening? I'm warning you. Wherever I go, the mutants follow. And then Yora sends me here to find the converter parts. And so the mutants come again. And it doesn't matter what I do, I can't get to the parts. Once again, I can't complete the task I was given. So I can't go back. With all this failure, exile to the Valley of the Damned must follow.
Why didn't you bring a weapon?
I did. I had a club, but I lost it the second time I went in there. If I'd climbed down to get it, they would have cut me off and killed me. Say, if you're going in there, could you look for it?
Why should I put myself in danger for you?
You're here for your own reasons. If you already decided to go in there, then bringing that back would give me more of a chance. Please, my life could be in your hands.
I will find your club.
Thank you, thank you. It's in the pit by the converter.
I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine.
Scratch your back? Why would I? Oh, a reward. You want paying? You don't think you could just do this to help?
Why do you think you're in a position to negotiate? Is your life worth something to you or not?
All right, you win. Just get me the club, please.
I am looking for converter parts.
Then you were sent after me?
No. Jorah didn't mention you.
He didn't. But that it has been a long time. He must have thought me dead.
Jorah didn't mention mutants.
Yora doesn't leave Goliad often. He probably thinks the converter is empty because the Albs abandoned it. He doesn't know that the Albs left their mutants here to tear the flesh from any who came after them.
You could tell Jorah about the mutants.
With everything that's happened, now I fail another task he's given me. I'll be exiled to the Valley of the Damned in no time. I might as well stay here and keep the mutants away from others.
Did you find any converter parts here?
Oh yes, the Albs left the converter in full working order. They didn't expect such a fierce attack from the Berserkers, or I suppose they would have rigged the place to self-destruct. But then the Berserkers didn't expect mutants to move in here so quickly. Now this place belongs to neither Alb nor Berserker. It's the home of the mutants. And me. Unless I can find the rest of the converter parts. If I could get those converter parts, they would save me from exile.
I'm taking any converter parts I find back to Jorah.
since we're both here to find converter parts, can't you find some for me too? I only need a few more and I can go back.
Give me the converter parts you found.
Hey, no! I risked my life getting them. Why should I give them to you?
Very good.
About these converter parts.
This could be challenging. And here, the Berserkers defeated the Owls and wrecked their converter. The question is, why did we let him build it here in the... I'll take care of that. I'll get this one. you.
Congratulations! Waiting for the enemy to commit their troops before you revealed the fighting Colossi. It left the enemy nowhere to go. You've shattered their attack.
It was a logical move, and we must remain vigilant. They won't fall for that again.
Nevertheless, the victory is yours. The hybrid must recognize that even the Alexiters speak of you as an equal.
I carry out the will of the hybrid. I am what the hybrid makes of me.
The Alexiters select you for roles they could only give if the hybrid had agreed. Elex does not allow for emotion, but you should be careful, Commander Jax. There are those who envy your rise in power. They would do anything to have the favor you've won. You honor our people, but there are those who think of themselves.
I serve the hybrid. His will is above all. Someone at the Ice Palace planned this. A faulty raider, a targeted shot. Elex arriving so fast. The question is, who ran for me to find?
I'll get this one. This one.
good enough for that.
Good day. Just think, if these mutants keep chasing people up here, we'll soon be able to start our own small town.
What are you doing up here?
Waiting. At some point, those mutants down there will find an easier meal. Then they'll leave, and I can continue my journey.
The mutants down there were too much for you?
There was a whole horde of them when I arrived. Maybe there aren't as many now, but there are still enough to kill me, so I'll wait a little longer for them to lose interest.
The mutants are dead.
Ah, good. Thank you. Then I can be on my way.
On your way where?
To the search for greater knowledge, and a number of technical items that I'm tasked to find by the clerics.
All right, you can go.
Thank you. By killing those mutants, you've helped me greatly. And yourself to a degree. And I suppose all of Magalan. Except the Albs. Or the mutants. That could prove an interesting statistical comparison to consider while I travel. Well, thank you again. I will continue on with my task.
Why did you come here to the converter?
Why does anyone come here? I came here for the Alb technology.
You want to build a converter?
Oh no, the precise opposite in fact. I need components to help stop the Albs. My observations, and those of others, show that the Albs' power comes from their technology. That and an ability to increase their stamina, pain resistance, strength, emotional resistance, etc. that comes from abusing their bodies with vast amounts of Elex. It is obvious I cannot defeat them. But you obviously have the skills I am lacking. So why don't we work together? We could both benefit from our different skill sets. I could be useful to you when it comes to technical questions. In return, you can help me avoid situations like this in the future. What do you think? Can we team up?
Yes, you can come with me, if you think you can follow my orders.
Yes, I can do that. You will not regret this decision. Together we fight. Together we fall.
I'm not planning on falling, and I can't see you doing much fighting.
Where should we meet if we become separated?
There's an abandoned camp in the ruins to the west of Goliad. We can meet there.
Understood. Meet at the abandoned camp.
Tell me about the clerics.
We are the technologically superior of all the cultural and sociological subgroupings on Magalan, apart from the Albs. We believe in Kal Urn, who we serve in the hope of knowledge and freedom.
Who is Kalan?
Kal Urn is our god. He He is... Well, we have little in the way of real data, but the teachings tell us much.
Teachings?
Yes, he teaches us about the importance of knowledge. But then knowledge always depends on context to have meaning. For instance, let me ask you, have you ever killed anyone?
Yes.
And that is morally wrong. I should be sad or angry. I should not wish to talk to you. And yet, I don't know why you killed that person. And I know most people out here have to kill to survive. Thinking is easy. Finding reliable data is the difficult part. Questions should come before decisions.
You're right. Too many people don't think.
Then I have found my role.
What components are you looking for?
Yes, I should tell you the full list. We need a sensor module from the converter, a high-performance CPU of the type the Albs use. My research suggests the best place to locate that would be out in the war zone in Abessa.
It sounds like you're collecting the pieces for a drone.
Maybe. I had thought of that. But we also need Garudium. That's a metal found in the comet crater in Ignadon. A hydraulic joint, the sort found in pre-war machines. I should be able to locate that in the scrap piles near the outlaw forts.
A hydraulic joint?
Yes. A Type 702, if we can get one. But anything of that sort will be adequate. And I'll also need a miniature Elex battery, the sort the Albs use in their raiders.
And that's the full list?
Yes, you'd better save it to your adjutor.
Tell me more about the materials you need.
Certainly. Every component found is another step towards the liberation of Magalan. At least so I've been told. I don't actually know what these components are supposed to do. But the cleric who told me to come here insists it will change the world.
Do you want to start by telling me what you're doing? About these components you need.
Yes?
I have the sensor module.
Then we are a step closer. The cleric who sent me to do this will be pleased.
So, you're a cleric?
Me? I am a... what's the word? An advocate.
So we'll need to take these components back to Ignadon?
Perhaps. Or to Tavar. It's all very secret. But I can locate the cleric that sent me. When our mission is complete, I can give you the coordinates. But please remember, this is a secret mission. It was a legate from the Hort that sent me, and he is very knowledgeable. It is my honor and my duty to serve him.
Serve him?
Serve and assist. It is Cal Ern who we serve, and the legate is his voice to me. I must follow his instructions. In Cal Ern we trust.
Sure, if you say so.
Oh, yes. In Cal Ern we trust. All clerics believe in Cal Ern. You must speak to my legate. I must follow his instructions. He is a cleric legate from the Hort Monastery.
Sure, whatever you say. How are you doing, Falk?
It is hard to say right now. Let me think further. There is still so much to discover. It will be interesting to see what comes next.
That was well done.
You should go to the camp in Idan.
Sure.
Follow me.
Of course.